Hi, welcome to Baby Narc. I'm on a rampage with making videos all back to back about Brian because just so mad at him. Something I had forgotten to tell you about in my one video about when I had finally taken another plane trip solely on my dime to come see him. This was after I had come here to see him in the hospital. And you'll have to look back on my older videos about everything he put me through with coming to visit him. Leaving me in airports. Just horrible things. But anyway, something that I had forgotten to mention. Actually, I didn't forget. It's so, he's just fucked me over so bad so many times. It's just hard to, document all of that. I just got back from the bar tonight, and, not that I am a, barfly, is that the word? I never go out really. I mean, honestly, I haven't been out almost in the whole time that I've lived here, for like going on 3 years. So now all of a sudden I'm like going out every night. That's okay. That's all right. It's all good. It triggered me to remember another horrible fucked up thing that Brian did to me. When I got my third plane ticket to come see him, and we did spend the day and night together, blah, blah, blah. And it was good and it was horrible all mixed together. So in my other video, you can watch that and, everything. But we had gotten to this one bar, and of course, I paid for everything that whole night. I even bought him freaking pain pills that he got me to get from Zach. And the only thing he showed up with, other than picking me up from the airport, was a small cooler full of beer. And, it's a gesture and everything, but everything else I paid for. We went out to a couple bars, and, and I paid for my own meal that he wouldn't sit down and eat with me, and he coerced me to get drugs from Zach and pay for those, and, God. Oh, and I gave him like $20 for gas money to drive me back to the airport the next day. That's so fucked up. I can't even believe that. Oh, so many times I should have just been done with this fucking fool. Okay, so this one bar, I went up to the bar to get us some drinks, and of course, he's sitting down like a fucking, sack of shit that he is, and making me pay for everything. And I'm at the bar, and this guy is like kind of like looking at me. Although, hindsight, I guess I noticed it, but at the time, because I was so excited to be with Brian, whatever, and shelling out my money to, pay for a great night for us, I'm just so excited, and so, whatever. And, I go back to the table, and Brian is like, well, that guy is just really checking you out. And I'm like, oh. And I just didn't even, once again, I'm all about Brian. Like, I don't care. I mean, like, I did not give a shit. And I was just like, okay, well, anyway, back to us, whatever. And so Brian keeps kind of like, staring at the guy and staring at me, and then he starts kind of making fun of me about it, be like, wow, that guy really likes you. So I had gone to the bathroom, and then Brian was like, well, I'm going to go get a table outside so we can smoke. And I was like, okay. So I come back from the bathroom, and we're sitting outside, and he's talking to that dude. But once again, I'm so oblivious to the whole thing. Like, I don't, whatever. So I sit down and blah, blah, blah. And the guy kind of like walks away or whatever. And then I realized, oh, I guess he works there. And so, once again, don't think anything of it. And I really did not notice the guy like checking me out that much. And I know this sounds terrible, but guys check me out all the time. I mean, sorry, that's just what being a woman is, you know? I mean, I could have 4 heads and, tentacles, and guys would still look at me. I mean, this is how guys are, whatever. So I don't really notice it that much because I'm so into him. Well, all of a sudden, the guy walks back by, and Brian, like, kind of gestures to him funny, like they had some sort of secret communication, like a smile. It was weird. And the guy sits down at our table. I'm like, hey, what's up? And this guy proceeds to basically ask me out in front of Brian. And I'm just like, and Brian's like, well, whatever. And he says that. And the guy asked me for my phone number. I said, no, this is my man, I'm here with him. And Brian kind of laughed a kind of funny way, like in his mind, he's thinking to himself, I ain't your man. And I didn't want to embarrass the guy, but I had this weird feeling, and of course I was right, that while I was in the bathroom, that guy probably, I don't know, that guy probably, I wanted to ask Brian this whole time, but I just feel like it's going to be a fight, because we did fight about it a little bit here and there about, I'm like, wow, why would you let some guy, come and talk to me? I've said that a few times, but I've never really got deep into the conversation about like what exactly went down. But I'm telling you right now, I know what went down. I was in that bathroom, and that guy, he came up to Brian, and he probably asked him, hey, are y'all together, whatever? And Brian said, fuck no. And was like, sure, you want to talk to her? Go for it. I know that's what fucking happened. Man. And I know that was long ago, and since then we actually did have some good times and more towards a relationship, whatever, but God, that's just fucking shitty. I don't care if he fucking hates me. I don't care if I was his sister. Why wouldn't you as a man be like, no, dude, don't, we're hanging out right now. And, of course, I would want him to be like, no, that's my woman. But, I can't get that from him. But, even still, I could have been his fucking great grandmother, and he should have been like, no, dude, we're hanging out, don't talk to her, whatever. But he threw me to the wolves. Like he presented me to some strange man. So fucked up. And before we got to that bar, that was that phone conversation that I had with Zach, where Zach thought that he was talking to Brian, but it was really me texting him from Brian's phone. And Zach even said, what's she doing in town? What happened to Samantha? And then, of course, that same night at that same bar, because we went to a couple bars, that same bar was just like fucking hell for me. She called and was trying to sell him drugs. And I am surprised, honestly. I was even surprised then that he wasn't like, yeah, let's go hook up with Samantha. He didn't, but man, this guy has treated me worse than any guy put together. And, obviously I haven't had great relationships. I've said this before, because if I would ever had some great, phenomenal, wonderful relationship, I'd be married to that man with a bunch of kids. But still, even my worst relationships or worst situations in relationships with men, none of it, like all of it put together, and I've been with a lot of guys, let's be real, all of those men together in terrible situations in those relationships all added together still are not equal to the horrendous treatment that this fuckwad has done to me. And sorry, I'm loud tonight. I'm just so, when I spend time away from Brian, I get, just soaked in memories of all of the bad shit he's done to me. And I mean, I guess that is the good thing about the times that I do spend away from him, because it gets my head straight and it makes me realize just how fucking shitty he is as a person and how fucking shitty he's treated me. And, but then here's the fucked up thing, and I feel it. I'm getting those feelings again. I feel like he's going to contact me again soon. Probably because he's had this weird falling out that I don't know what it is exactly, but I have a good idea of it. Some sort of crazy falling out with Samantha and her fiance Sean. Some shit has gone down. So of course he's gonna come around to me very soon. It's gonna be soon. Trust me, it's gonna be a matter of days. And another weird thing, it's so weird. His I know this sounds crazy. His ringtone it's like kind of the sound of a harmonica kind of thing. I tried to find a musical. He's got a guitar sounding ringtone and a harmonica kind of sound text message ringtone kind of thing. And every single time that I hear either of those two sounds, either, on the radio, or tonight I was out at a bar, heard music, or even something, on the TV, whatever. Anytime I hear one of those sounds, I'll be fucking damn if he doesn't contact me within hours of that. So tonight I heard it a couple of different times. So he's about to contact me. But what ends up happening is when I spend some time away from him, I'm flooded with all these memories of all the horrible shit that he's done to me, aside from the stuff that I normally remember and talk about and think about. All of a sudden it'll hit me, just like the thing about that guy tonight. Actually, what happened is when I was out tonight, this guy just sat down at my table and started talking to me. And all of a sudden it kind of I was like, oh my God, I remember when that happened, from Brian. It's oh my God. Anyway, but then what happens is he contacts me, and then somehow all of that horrible treatment that I remember just kind of gets swept back under the rug. And then I begin again, the cycle again with this fuck turd, and, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I, when that guy sat down with me tonight, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. I mean, not, it wasn't, hanging on, my brain cells currently. Man, that's really, I mean, the disrespect, even if he fucking hated me, we could have had that time together. And he ghosted me after I came to see him that time anyway. He ghosted me for another month. And, but he didn't have to do that. He should have told that guy, oh no, she's my date for the night or whatever. Cause I wouldn't have heard it, wouldn't have like put, crap in my brain thinking, oh, we're together. He could have said that privately and got that guy to go away, but he like wanted that guy to like hook up with me, God. I mean, I flew here to see him. I spent a lot of money. I mean, really? Man, he treats me like he hates me. I wouldn't even treat somebody, if there was some guy that, was really into me and I wasn't into him. First of all, I never would have even had a situation where he would have bought a plane ticket to come see me. That just never would have happened. But nevertheless, Brian just, kind of spiraled, whatever. And then Brian allowing some strange dude to sit down and talk to me. And like, Brian was like, fine with the guy asking me for my number. I was like, no, like I'm the one who was like, no, I'm here with my man. And then of course Brian kind of went, like, I ain't your man, fuck you, you mean, nasty, horrible, just fucking piece of shit. Yeah. So anyway, I'm on a rampage with my videos, so you might get a few more. Okay. If you have it, whether narcissist or not, let's just not even talk about that. Any single person who treats you like shit, I don't care if it's your lover, somebody you wish was your lover. I don't care if it's the mailman. I don't care if it's the neighbor's dog. I don't care if it's a fucking piece of lint on your coffee table. Any entity that treats you bad, you fucking get rid of that entity, because this is terrible to feel these horrible feelings that are directly coming from someone else. All of this pain is coming from him. And, yes, we're not supposed to allow people to affect us, blah, 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 that shit, but they do. They do affect us. They do shitty things to us, and it makes us feel bad. It makes us feel bad about ourselves, and it makes us feel bad towards them, and it makes us question. It's horrible. So don't let anybody fuck with you like that. Nobody. I don't care. I don't care if you have a Siamese twin that you can't get away from. Don't let your Siamese twin treat you like shit, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be sitting in your car about ready to cry over some bullshit that somebody else did to you and made you feel a certain way. It's fucked up. It's wrong. Anyway, okay. Have a good night. Bye.